This is Rafiq I'm back at it again with another Feature Gardner Spotlight. Only this time it focuses on Haron H20, who's the founder of Ballin4. So we're going to get his perspective on the upcoming Ballin4 event taking place at Lehman College, as well as what sports brought to the entire community. Yeah, so I don't know what's taking so long, man. Hold on. Welcome aboard, Haron. It's been a while.
And what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I haven't seen you since the Nick Tip event at Rucker Park, and that was a great experience you getting involved with that. And we'll get more to that in a little bit. But yeah, thank you for coming on to build up for the upcoming Ball4Peace event taking place at Lehman College. Yeah. Now, why don't we give everybody who wants to Planted Not Buried a little bit, playing Not Buried, like how you got into playing the sport of basketball.
Planted like so this new platform. I was so I was trying to see. I thought I was gonna go on live from your platform, and then I was looking
Nah,
for
we're
the
doing
live.
it on this platform.
Yeah.
Nah, we're doing it from this platform. So sorry for the mixed confusion.
No, it's all good.
But yeah,
Good. Yeah. That's
yeah,
that's what's up.
yeah. It's a little something I'm doing. But nah, on a serious note, though, why don't you get a little about let everybody know who you are and how you got into playing basketball and what inspired you.
Hold on one second.
You good to go?
Yeah, sorry about that. So say that one more time.
Okay, as I asked before, why don't you tell everybody about how you got who you are and how you got started playing basketball?
Okay, so my name's Haron Hargrave, aka H2O. I'm from Queens, New York. I got started as a young child. Like my mother put the ball in my hands when I was very, very, very little. She used to run basketball tournaments and out in Queens and St. Albans, by St. Albans Park, and like Mark Jackson, Anthony Mason, a lot of those guys played in her tournament. So basketball was always around me and my family. So just being around and seeing it. Um, I picked it up and I never put it down. My first tournament was a tournament called Bake Brothers Against Killing Each Other, and I remembered it. And I actually posted the picture of that image when I was about 6 or 7 years old the other day because I found it and I was talking about it in another interview and I found that picture. So those little things kind of stay with you. So I kind of stayed with me as a young child and just, continue my development for, community and sports, So after that, after starting my career, I played my high school ball at Campus Magnet. I played Division I ball at Sacramento State. And along those ways, I played like junior college and places like that. I got my street ball name for playing street ball. I got my name H2O from playing street ball in New York City. And the rest is history, man. It's just been an ongoing, journey of peace through sports.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for letting everybody know that. And I remember when I interviewed you when you did the game at St. Francis 4 years ago. You said something about trying out for the G League and not being able to make it, but you continued to play basketball even when you wasn't really up to playing in the G League level at least. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that story?
So I was on the G League. So I had a contract in the G League. I was able to get a contract to play in the G League because back in the days you had to have a contract in even order to get drafted into the G League. So I did very well in the pre-draft camp, but the G League starts in November. It starts in November, and I had a contract to go play overseas, and I would have been leaving in August. So I took the guaranteed money and left to go play overseas. And I left the G League alone, at that time. But I was rated one of the top 5 players in the G League pre-draft camp. And I had a lot of respect from doing that. But I wanted to take the guaranteed contract and go overseas and play ball, and that's what I did. So that was my G League experience. I did play with the LA Defenders. I had a cup of coffee with them, and that was a Sacramento Kings based team as well too. I went to Sacramento State, and Chuck Persons, who used to play for the San Antonio Spurs, they used to call him the Rifleman. He's a shooter. He's really good from deep. And Reggie Theus, he was the coach of the Sacramento Kings at the time. They both recommended me to go and play on that G League team. So that was my G League experience, but I had more experience overseas than I did in the G League.
Yeah, like when you throughout your basketball career and playing up until overseas, like what is the one takeaway you take for yourself when you look back at it that you could do better to improve your basketball skills, with whatever you haven't improved on yet?
Well, yet it's whatever now. Like I don't really care anymore. Like I tell people this all the time. I say I did it when it counted. Like when everybody was trying to go D1 and everybody was trying to make it. There's a lot of good Division III players and there's a lot of good Division II players, but that wasn't my goal. My goal was to make it to Division I basketball, and I led my team in scoring. I broke 3-point records that I still hold today at my school at Sacramento State. So when it counted, when I tell people when it counted, I did everything that I could do. I was working out 2 and 3 times a day. I had the kill mentality. Like, on the court, I just felt I was the best player on the court. My, and at times it was really like that, So, and it's all documented. You can look this up. That's why Google is good. You know what I'm saying? It's you can kind of Google these things, and sometimes I amaze myself with the dedication that I put in for the game that I love, which is basketball. It's I put in a lot of work. So what I would say that I could have probably improved on was God giving me about 3 more inches. You know what I mean? Making me a little bit taller. Other than that, I was a killer. Like there was people who was in the league who were scared to play against me. You know what I mean? Because the way that I brought it every day. That's why, like, even now watching the playoffs and watching the so-called GOAT LeBron getting swept and stuff, it's like I've seen greatness. I saw it. I saw Michael Jordan play, like, who was the greatest player to ever lace him up, in my opinion. I don't think no one's even close. There's a lot of people who they have that demeanor or that determination to, but it's separations to things. I don't know if I could call somebody a GOAT who gets swept and who's won 4 out of 10 finals, right? It just feels weird to call somebody a GOAT. But again, putting in that work and putting that pain, and when it counted, that's more or less all I can do. I would say only just, if I had a couple more inches where, and if I had some luck on my side. Sometimes it comes down to who and who likes you. You know what I mean? It doesn't really, your talent is there, especially when you get to certain levels. You have to have a certain, talent point, right? Level. But it just comes down to who likes you and who's in position, who can make those decisions. So, was I a pro? Yes, I was. Could I have played in NBA? Yes, I could have. But, it just didn't happen.
Yeah, at least you got to play pros overseas.
Yeah.
I mean, why don't you tell it? I mean, for those that never really played overseas, like, why don't you tell, like, up and coming basketball players that are looking to go pro after college, like what they can expect when they're playing ball in G League and overseas?
Well, I mean, you don't have to make it to the NBA to have an impact in sports or in basketball, whatever sports that you play. You don't have to make it to the league to do that. Because I get gratification and I'm satisfied in the things that I have done and accomplished in my basketball career and off the court as well too. Like things like Ballin4. Those things drive me. I get the same passion and the same drive that I did when I was playing the game of basketball from doing things like Ballin4 and sharing my journey with people and allowing people to come out and having a good time, that means a lot to me. It means a lot more than me just actually playing the game of basketball. I still love it. You know, maybe 2 weeks ago, I was at the USA Olympic training facility playing in the USA Nationals for 3-on-3. You know, I'm one of the pioneers for 3-on-3 basketball. I've been playing that game since 2012, and it's been a blessing to be one of the pillars of that game. You know, 3-on-3 basketball is an Olympic sport now. It's pretty dope, and it's one of my favorite games, favorite things to do. But I would say for those people who wasn't able to make it to the top of their you know, whatever sport that they play, I think that it's you know, it's okay, because you can still have an impact on the youth. You can still have an impact in your sport, you know, by coaching, training, doing whatever you want to do. And I just think that you know, you should not think that, okay, I didn't make it to the league, so that's pretty much it. But, you know, the G League is cool. Playing overseas was dope. I got to experience places that I probably never would have been. And these are things, these are places that I've been along my journey that people can't take those memories from me. You know what I mean? So I loved it, and I love where I've been, and it molded me into the man that I am today.
Exactly, and that's what it's all about. I mean, no matter what basketball league you're playing on, you're making positive impacts around people that been watching you since you even knew how to pick up a basket. And while one is to take a positive impact, like, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you're making a positive impact in the sports community, especially through Ballin for Peace, and also a follow-up question: how did Ballin for Peace started?
Okay, so that's a pretty impactful question right now. So I'm gonna so first. Ballin for Peace started because of all the senseless acts of violence that was going on in my community and all over the world at that time. The big news at the time was the Eric Gardner and Mike Brown news of, you know, Eric Gardner being choked out by the police and in front of a store for selling loose cigarettes, like a Lucy, right? That's unheard of. So he lost his life for. And then even Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown. So if you put up all the funds that these kids, so Trayvon Martin lost his life for a bag of Skittles, right? You know, they said Mike Brown took a Snickers candy bar, and then you know, they say, you know, he was selling loose cigarettes. So if you put all that money together, you know, they lost their life for under $10.
Doesn't make sense.
So, like, it's like, bro, like, what are we really doing in society? What are we really doing in our lives? So, I started Ballin for Peace because to give us a voice, man. Like, there's a lot of people who do peace marches and rallies and these things. They're okay, but they've never changed anything. So my thing was, hey, us as, you know, African Americans, we don't feel comfortable around police, right? We just don't. For whatever reason, we just don't feel comfortable around them because, you know, if you think about policing, it's almost like they're tattletales. They're the biggest tattletales around. Like, you know, if you see them in the corner when you're driving and they're, you know, they got the speed gun, right, and trying to see who's doing, you know, it's not cool. Like, it's not a cool thing. People, they're going around ticketing your car and stuff like that, or when they have issues with it's just not a cool thing to be a part of. So most people they're not going to tap in with them because it's like, I'm just going to stay far away from you because it's never been a good interaction. You know what I mean? First, you're giving me tickets. You're giving me speeding tickets. You're giving me parking tickets. You're beating us up. Like, it was never a good thing. So my thing was bridging the gap.
Never good.
Yeah, it was never good. So my thing was trying to bridge the gap with some of my police officer friends and my coaches and everything who have been police officers and stuff. And that's why I started, you know, Ballin for Peace, to try to, between cops and community, come together and letting people see that there's not all bad cops, but there are some bad cops, you know, and those guys need to be, you know, they need to be cleaned up. You know, they need to be cleaned out and, you know, and fired or whatever. Like, but we got to do better as a whole nation. And I believe that sports was the message. Team sports is the message. And because I played it my entire life, and I know that we are colorblind when it comes to team sports. We just want the results. You know what I mean? And so if we can get the results that we want and need, I think we'll all be in a better space, you know, and that's all we've been striving for. You feel me?
Exactly. I feel you 100%. And the fact that you continue doing this platform, Ball for Peace, even after barely surviving with the worst year and a half of our lives or the human nation, that's a big deal. I mean, because look, the fact that you're doing this, you're making an impact, making outreach and creating networking opportunities. Especially since like literally from March 2020 to almost like the end of 2022, we trying to survive one of the worst health crises we can. I'm not gonna say what it is. Most of you already know what I'm talking about. And then you still got police officers killing us both to the point where we have to set the world on fire. Like seriously.
Yeah. So
you remember what happened during 2020? All the individuals that under. I'm not gonna mention names, but yeah.
So I mean, we can. I mean, I can.
How did that motivate you a lot? How did those incidents motivate you a lot more to continue Balling for Peace?
We lost a lot of people during that time. We lost a lot of people, and people got to see things on Front Street because everybody was sitting home, and they got to see what we've been dealing with our entire lives. You know, they got to see what's been going on. They got a sneak peek into our public lives. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, they got to understand why we feel the way we feel, because we have been mistreated. We haven't been properly policed. There is a difference between when someone of a different color gets pulled over than somebody who is black, you know, and there is sympathy for other races. Like, you know, the dude who goes up to Buffalo and, you know, kills all these people in the grocery store in a black neighborhood. He planned this whole thing out. He was able to, you know, come out in handcuffs. I don't understand how that happened. You know what I mean? I don't understand how that happened. Someone who's massively murdering multiple people, open fire. How do you come out without a scratch on you? You understand? But then you have the George Floyd situation where a cop kneels on someone for a very long time, close to 9 minutes, and essentially kills that man. And you know, and it takes that for someone to get properly charged. But it's a lot of those things that happen, and this is why I continue the message, because it's needed, and we have to come together, right? We have to come together because there's no other way. There's no other way that it will work. You know, we can't keep going, you know, our own separate ways, because that's going to lead to nothing. We're already, and I'm talking about the black community right now. There's little like Chinatowns, right? There's Chinatowns, like Koreatowns, right? They have, even in Dykeman, they have their own, you know, the Dominicans have their own, right? What do we have? We don't even have a strip of anything. Like even in Harlem, Harlem is not the same at all. We don't have anything. So I'm trying to get the message across that we need to come together more. We need to do more. There's people who privately compete, even with myself, and it's just, for me, it's weird because I try to bring so many people together, we just don't get the message. I don't get the message across to everybody, but I can't worry about that. I'm going to continue to do what I do and continue to spread love and continue to show the difference, you know. But, you know, this is why I'm doing it, so that we can have a place and have a spot, even if it's that one day of peace, right? Balling for Peace, that one day nothing happens, everybody comes out and has a good time. It gets to show people that we can do it. And that's what I've been doing. So I aspire to inspire others to do more. That's how I really live my life. So if I'm a walking, you know, billboard of peace, right? I want to make peace cool. I want people to feel comfortable coming to a Ballin for Peace event and preaching peace, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to be cool. And it's okay not to be corny. Like, a lot of people who push peace, they make it corny in a sense of they overly do it, right? You know, nobody wants to be oversold. You know, even the way I live my life, I'm not going to say I never curse or I'm straight edge, right? I'm a regular human being who just wants better for our whole community. That's it.
Exactly. And I agree with you 100%. I mean, and speaking as somebody that actually attended the Ballin4 Peace event and covered the Ballin4 Peace event back in 2019, I mean, interviewing so many different hip hop and R&B artists that not many people that either up and coming or already like literally just passing along what they already learned when they were in the industry onto the newer generation or up and coming media professionals like the Emma Marie's and even basketball players that don't really play the game anymore like Nia Rose. I mean I mean, you brought those people together. You brought me together with those people. And the fact that you did that is a positive message.
Kenneth Fareed, Cappy Pondexter, Scott Machado.
Yeah, Cappy Pondexter. Yep, yeah. You brought those people together, and it takes a lot of connections and resources to do that.
Yeah, people.
And you know what?
Yeah.
This is what Places Not Buried is all about. Like being able to talk to individuals like yourself that's doing a lot for his own community, not just for the sports and media professionals, but people in general, knowing that there are good people out there that are willing to meet others.
I do too, Hector. Peace is corny. If peace is corny, I stand for peace. Hey, we're good. We're good, man. Listen, it's people. Again, when it comes down to peace, it's like a weird narrative, right? It just sometimes it comes off weird. Like even in the news, they'll rather push violence and even now with these kids, they're filming fights. What happened to breaking up fights? What happened to stopping fights? What happened? It's just a weird space that we live in, and sometimes when you're doing these things and you kind of see it, and you just try to stop it. For me, I try to stop these things before they get too big, and I just try to do my part, bro. I'm only one man, but I try to do my part, and I try to empower the people around me to do their part as well too. So the more people that I can have do their part, who's around me, and my circle, and my family, and my friends, and everything, that's the way you have the biggest impact. It comes from your circle first. You got to do it first before anybody else can do it. You got to lead the pack before anybody else will follow you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've been doing this work for a long time, but it just gets now is more broader now that more people see it. But I've been doing this a very, very long time, man. Even with my Queens Week journey, been doing Queens Week since 2007. Since 2007, we about to be, what we in, 2023 now.
2023.
Yeah.
16 years.
It's a long time, and and I'm not, and you don't have to be old and all that to start doing this stuff. I started when I was a very young kid. You know what I mean? I was a young kid. A lot of people wasn't pushing peace, and I started when I was in my prime, when I was in my young prime, where even I'm playing basketball tournaments, and I'm up at Dykeman, I'm up at Hoops in the Sun, I'm at Rucker and everything like that for my Queens Week tournament, handing out flyers, and I'm one of the best players in the New York City area. I'm leading my team in Division I and all that, and I'm handing out flyers to come to my event. Nobody was doing that. It's unheard of. Nobody was doing that. It's like, but that was it. It had to be me, right? Because it was in me to do it. You understand? So at the end of the day, my movement isn't clout driven. My movement isn't about me. I'm probably the last person who gets the respect and the support for even putting this together. I'm probably the last person that people even want to interview. They see all these people come out and they're like, yo, I want to interview, ... But they don't even think that who put them all together. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's a blessing though. It's a blessing to be in the back sometimes and watch everything. You know what I mean? Watch everything unfold. Watch how people treat you differently. I've been getting text messages and hit ups from people like, yo, how you didn't call me for the game? I said, bro, like, you see me posting, you don't even have to come at me like that. You could be like, yo, H, I would love to support. How can I support? Not, yo, you didn't call. Bro, you think I have time to call everybody? If you see something, say something, right? And if you see something, say something. This time it's in a good way as well, right? You could hit me up the same way that you're hitting me up now. The message could be a little bit different. Like, yo, H, I would love to, how can I not, yo, how you ain't hit me up? Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, do we talk on a regular basis? Do we talk every day? No, we don't. So, like, I only hit up maybe 2-3 people, maybe 2 people throughout the day, like, consistently. There's only a few people who I talk to, you know what I mean? And that's just my circle. But do I know a lot of people? Of course. But I don't talk to them every day. And that's just the facts of life, you know what I mean? And some people, I don't know, some people just take things their own way, you know? Or people, oh, you're Hollywood. I said, Hollywood? How am I Hollywood? I said, did you call me and I didn't pick up? I said, when have you called me and I never picked up? Even you, anytime you reach out, I hit you right back. And that goes for everybody. If somebody hits me up, text me, somebody has my number, I hit them right back. All the time. I've never been like, I'm going to leave somebody on red, or I'm not, like, I've never been that way. I don't care how busy I am. A text message is a text message. If I see it, I'm going to say something. That's it. Like, so if you have my number, I'm going to get back to you. If I'm, like, right now, if somebody's calling me while I'm on a live, then obviously I can't talk to them. But, you know, once the live is over, I can, you know, holler at them back, you know. But it's just it's the way a lot of people think. So I know how I can feel how other people think and how other people move, but that doesn't make me move in that same way. I'm still gonna be moving in my purpose and you know, push the things that matter to me.
Exactly. And you know what? Well, it's kind of that type of thinking right there is one of the reasons why when I started covering events for Nothing But That B-Ball Talk, before I renamed it Nothing But That Sports Talk, both piece was the perfect event to get myself started in covering sports in person and summer basketball tournaments because, well, face it, because nobody at ESPN is following Rucker Park and basketball games.
Nope.
Unless an NBA player is involved. Nobody.
Yep.
Like, seriously. And after watching it, between the dunk contest to the actual game itself, I mean, I got to see how good these guys are playing basketball. Whether you're just playing for playing for occasion, or you're putting your skills to the test. I got to see Hannah O'Flynn play ball down there. I mean, I didn't really talk to her until like 2 or 3 weeks later at the Rucker Park, and she was a phenomenal human being, and we got cool ever since. I see Aaron for the Balls Journal covering you. I seen Overtime covering you. You gained a lot of media attention. You've been on so many different radio shows and TV, doing TV stand-ups, telling people why Ballin4 Peace is a thing. So why don't you talk a little bit about, I mean, I know I already asked you about making a positive impact, but part of the positive impact is the media attention you get from being interviewed. Like, why don't you talk the experience of sharing your story in Ballin4 Peace and so many different TV and radio platforms?
I just, honestly, I don't have a publicist. I never have. These are all my relationships. These are my friends. These are my people who's on positions. I just give them an opportunity to support what I'm doing. That's literally what I do. You know what I mean? I don't go outside of that. And if anybody else wants to, you know, support and share, you know, or see, there might be somebody on your platform who now sees the journey and wants to hit me up, and I'm okay with that. But I try to have like a publicist, like kind of put things together. But when you're in these rooms already, you know, and they're just coming in with you kind of like just recording what you're doing, that doesn't really make sense. You know, you want to have somebody that can help you level up and go to the next level. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I've done Power 105, but I'm not on the Breakfast Club. So I would love to be on the Breakfast Club. You know, I've done Hot 97, but I'm not on Ebro in the morning. You understand? So there's like even levels to even the levels that you get to. You know, there's people in my position and see what I'm doing, and they would love to be where I'm at and not realizing I'm nowhere near where I want to be. You understand what I'm saying? So like, but there's that level. They're like, I want to be where H2O is at, and I'm like, yo, I feel crazy where I'm at because I want to be. You know, I'm not gonna say names because I don't really care about other people's success when it comes down to it. But I want to be more successful than I am right now, in the sense of I want more people to know about Ballin' for Peace. I want more people to be impacted by what we're doing. But in the meantime, the message is the message. And, you know, we're going to continue to push that. Peace through sports, you know. So that's what it is.
Exactly. And throughout this Ball for Peace journey, well, I also remember you telling me when I saw you in Brooklyn Park that you actually got to do it all the way in 2 different cities outside New York City.
Yeah.
And that's fine though, because other cities need to get recognition. I mean, I know being the New York guy that you are, you had to do it in other cities. I mean, why don't you tell me how different it was doing it in other cities like you said, and compared to doing it within your own home realms?
Doing the game in Houston and Miami, it was cool. It was dope. It was fire. You know what I'm saying? I got to meet other people. We got to share the journey with other people, and we planted those seeds in those cities, right? We planted the Ballin' for Peace seeds in the city. We got a lot of people who never heard of Ballin' for Peace, but now they're supporters of Ballin' for Peace. And now they're showing love, even though they're in these other states, they're showing love from Miami, from Houston. You know, the whole Texas showing love. They asking when we coming back, you know, and so I just feel like we planted those seeds out there, and we got the love that we got, you know what I mean? And I didn't expect the New York support, and I did it. Both of those games, I did them in like each with maybe 3 weeks of promo, maybe 3 weeks to a month max. So it was more for just the experience, and it was a great thing, you know, and we made some real family ties out there. We're definitely going to come back to Houston. We're definitely going to come back to Miami, but we're going to give it more time. You understand? We're going to give it more time, and I respect and am happy that all of my people were able to come out from my New York team, and you know, to support. Shout out to NDO Champ for making it to the Miami game. Shout out to Ref Buckets, who's been flying around and traveling with Ballin' for Peace. It's definitely an amazing feeling to have people really believe in what you're doing, man. And you know, because this is the people's event. This ain't just for me. I couldn't do this alone. You understand? So I appreciate everybody who's been a part of Ballin' for Peace and everybody who will be a part of Ballin' for Peace moving forward.
Exactly. And speaking of Ballin' for Peace, like, why don't you, I know this is a rhetorical question because you already shared it, but why don't you share the upcoming Ballin' for Peace event that's taking place?
So June 3rd, we celebrate our 7th year. We will be at Lehman College in the Bronx, New York, a beautiful facility. I can't wait for everybody to see Lehman College in itself, you know what I mean? As a kid, I remember going to the PSAL games and watching the borough championships and the playoffs over at Lehman College. I was talking to the guy who I booked it through, and I was just letting him know he knew the history of it. But I'm like, yeah, they got to start doing things like that again. That's how you get – what happens a lot of times and not to go off topic, but what happens a lot of time is that these schools and these colleges they outprice people. They outprice, you know, the common person who wants to do an event there. You know, I believe that Ballin' for Peace needs to be in colleges, though, because it also makes it feel that much better. Like if we're in a little rinky-dink community center or something like that that's not upkept and doesn't hold its value, people won't even want to come. You know what I mean? They won't even want to come. Even if the event is free, they probably wouldn't want to come because it am I back? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, somebody was trying to call me. Lehman College is super dope. It's amazing quality. My guy Ant he's over at Ant Jones from Real Fair and Thrill Talk. You know, they're sponsoring the dunk contest this year. But I met him, you know, and I used to do interviews with him. I think it was on Bronx Net. back in the days promoting, but he's been around since Queens Day 2011, man. Like, a lot of these people who rock out with me, they're all like become family, man, and it's super dope, you know. I believe that with more, I can do more. So that's the plan, that's the goal, to keep pushing with the same people. You know, you never know who's gonna blow up too. Like, you never know who you gave opportunities and chances to, who will blow up and who have blow up. Like Lola Brooke played in the game. You know, she's somebody worth mentioning now. You know what I mean? You know, Coy LeRae's been a part of Ballin for Peace, coming out to the bowling event and stuff like that. These are big superstars now. You know, Tristan Jazz, Filet, White Iverson. Like, these are people who have played in the game and are pillars of Ballin for Peace, and I'm happy that they, you know, had the success that they've had. You know, and even Jose Alvarado, who's the point guard for New Orleans Pelicans, starting guard for them. He played. He won MVP at Ballin for Peace. These are NBA players. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Smush Parker, who used to play with the Lakers, Kenneth Fareed, who used to play with the Rockets. Like, it's super dope that these people are a part of Ballin for Peace, and you can't take that away from our legacy. You can't take that away from what we have done and what we do. You know, so
exactly.
Yeah. But Lehman College, June 3rd, we back. You can get your tickets at peacethroughsports.eventbrite.com. Again, it's peacethroughsports.eventbrite.com. Buy your tickets today. Matter of fact, if you buy a ticket right now, while you're on the live, I'll give you 3. Only if you buy it right now while you're on the live here, you buy your tickets. Silver was good. And we get that rocking and rolling. She got an event June 11th as well, too. She got an event as well. So tap in with Silver as well. She got an event that she's doing with the youth as well, too. So that's going to be fire. That's going to be dope. Yeah. But June 3rd, we back. Lehman College, baby.
Yeah. You know what? Since Silver's on the live, why don't you promote her upcoming event as well? Just show us some love.
Throw that, whatever you got going in there. Silver, you funny. Yo, throw that event that you got going up in there. Put it in the comments and let's pin it. But yeah, we live. We live. There we go. Yep, there we go. We got the art exhibit June 11th. Link in her bio. So you want to go, you know, support that movement, supporting Silver. You know, you go to her page, click that link. You know what I mean? And cop your tickets, man. Support with your purchase. That's how I tell people. Support with your purchase. People ask me how they can support with your purchase. You know, Lehman ain't free, you know.
Yeah, man. I've had my memories of going to Lehman College. I actually was an intern. If I haven't told you already, I actually was an intern at BronxNet, which is located at Lehman College. So I've seen the whole Lehman College environment. So you can trust me. You're going to want to check out Ballin for Peace at that school. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing.
The
gym is so dope. I like the gym. I like the aesthetics of the gym. I'm a very creative person when it comes down to it. Like, I like the way things look, man. Like, I love the windows. They have like these open windows that kind of you can see outside and still in the gym. It's super dope, man. So I'm excited for everybody to come out. You know, we have our most pre-sale tickets that we've ever had for a Ballin for Peace event, which is super dope. And this is before, you know, we got 9 days out, but this is gonna probably be the biggest Ballin for Peace event that we've ever done to date. You know, we got the lineup is crazy. Man, I gotta still send you. I gotta send you the player link and all the links for everybody who's coming out, man. It's been a blessing. It's been a blessing that you know, we've been able to continue to kind of have the old with the new and the up and coming and just mix everybody together and have them all come out and have a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time, especially if you're going to watch guys like Evan Rodriguez, a.k.a. E5, for the Hustle movie by Adam Sandler, taking part in the same dunk contest. And, I may want to get some. He's unguardable.
Yeah, so we got some.
Don't break nobody anybody's ankles. If you don't have to break anybody's ankles, E5, if you're watching this. But whatever.
E5, don't break no ankles, man. But that dunk contest is gonna be amazing. The 3-point shootout sponsored by Wilson. They're gonna be providing the ball racks and the balls. Pause. But yeah, they'll be out there handling that. But Wilson, shout out to Wilson. Shout out to Real Fans, Real Talk. Shout out to Wooter. Shout out to Flavor in Your Hair. We're gonna have they're gonna be giving out free haircuts for the kids and everything. Shout out to all the vendors that's coming out. We don't have any more vendor spots available. You know, shout out to Lynn. Shout out to Ray Holiday. Right now, yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand it. It's astounding.
Yeah, I mean,
call you when you're on live. But,
yeah, everybody want to get in the conversation, but yeah, why don't you let everybody at Planted Not Buried know where they can learn more about you and your
you can learn more
platform that you're trying to create.
You know, you go to Ballin for Peace, BALLIN, the number 4 and the word peace.org. You can learn all about. We have an about section. We have our in-school programs. We've been doing a lot more of that. Since COVID, we created our in-school program, so we are licensed vendors with the Department of Education as well too. So yeah, it's dope. It's exciting. You know, and you can also follow me, H205. You can follow H2O Basketball. You know, but yeah, you can email us at info@ballinforpeace.org. You know. Could, you know, get on our newsletter, get all our up to date. We give out things at least once a week, or at least we try, you know. But at the bare minimum, we're updating that once a week with things that we have going on. You know, it looks like we have a big grand old team, but it's a handful of us who go to work and do what we got to do. You know what I mean? But Ballin for Peace is amazing. The Bronx is amazing. Lehman College is amazing. Thank you to Lehman College for allowing us to have our 7th annual Ballin for Peace there. We look forward to all the people coming out and having a great time. Shout out to Marlon Smith. His team will be playing in the youth game. Shout out to Pro Reps. His team will be playing in the youth game. Shout out to all our dunkers who's in the dunk competition. Shout out to all our 3-point participants. There is still 2 spots available for the 3-point contest. You can win $200 for that as well too. $500 goes to the dunk winner. And shout out to everybody playing in the celebrity game. The roster will come out for everybody. Will come out next week. I need some time to go through it. But in the meantime, you can still vote on the players that we post and say what team you want them to play on, either Team Peace or Team Equality. But it's I'm excited about this year, man. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody out there.
Exactly, and let's not forget when you learn more about Haron, he doesn't just do basketball games. In the past, throughout Ballin for Peace, he's also done softball. He's also done bowling. He's also done flag football. So yeah, just to give you a little short snippet of the type of sports that this guy put together. I mean, it's not just him doing it; it's the entire community coming together to play all these sports that I just mentioned. So, yeah, just make sure you support what this man does. I promise you're gonna have a fun time.
July 30th is the date for our softball game against NYPD. That's going down across the street from Yankee Stadium. So, yeah, it's free to come out for that as well too. So, you know, it's gonna be a couple of vending spots available for that as well too. But that's gonna be July 30th. So we're getting right back to it, right after Ballin for Peace, after the basketball game, we're getting right back to it, to the celebrity game, celebrity bowling, softball game. You know, peace through sports. So we're going to do multiple sports, we're going to do multiple things, and we're going to continue to enjoy ourselves and make things happen.
Exactly. Well, thank you for stopping by H2O, and I appreciate you coming on to share your mindset on bringing community through sports.
Planted Not Buried. Let's go. Thank you for having me, brother. Appreciate you.
And for everybody watching on the live, we'll see you next time.
Peace.